Would you like to become a fascinating personality, break free from plateaus, and gain power over your mental resources and your full potential? You came to the right place. Welcome to a magical journey to yourself. This show is made in Germany. If you like the show, please subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, or puremindmagic.club. Welcome to Season 1, Shaping Your Reality. And here is your host, international magician, speaker, and book author, Victoria Mavis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pure Mind Magic and December 6th today. For those who tuned in new in this December, I'm doing a special 24 episodes in 24 days until Christmas this year. So this is the only advent calendar that doesn't have calories, but only makes you smarter when you tune in every day. And for those who are known with this advent calendar, I do have a special gift tip for you every day, because I know now is a time where everyone is looking for presents for their family and friends and colleagues and clients maybe. And sometimes when you are very busy, there's no time to be creative and really think about it. So I throw in all kinds of different ideas, from online digital products, books, to anything you can get on Amazon, what I myself found useful or is just a nice gift for yourself or for others. And what I picked today is a tablet. It's actually the tablet I'm working with. I'm not really a big Apple fan, so I still work with Windows and Android, but this is just a matter of taste, obviously. So I picked a tablet that is also Android, and I really love it because it's so clear. It is really flat. You can stand it on your desk. It has a lot of cool features. So the sound is also really good without any additional thing to it. And this is the LENOVO YOGA tablet. Already the name is cool, I think. And yeah, I can just highly recommend it. I work with it every day. So I have it at home to control my lighting, my sound, also my business contacts and coordinating clients, and even doing things for the Pure Mind Magic podcast. So you will find again a link in the show notes for that. And you can get it from Amazon delivered to your home. This is the tip for today. And now you're probably curious about the interview today. And I have to say, this is kind of magical, because yesterday I told you about my mentor, Ron, who's really my business mentor. And I also told you that it is so helpful when you have different mentors and coaches for different areas in your life, like professional athletes do very often. So my guest today is also a coach of mine, so I work with her. She's actually German, but living in Dubai at the moment. And if she reached out to me and pitched herself to be a guest at Pure Mind Magic, writing me that she was just magically attracted to the show. And we made it happen. And afterwards, it turned out that we really started working together. And what happened after working with her was really magical for my own life. So we did one major shift in my mind, in my subconscious mind, and it's unbelievable what is happening since that. So people that are pitching to be on the show, it's really phenomenal. So I'm really grateful for meeting her and having the chance to work together with her. And today you will get something from her wisdom as well. Her name is Celia, and she's a human behavior expert and also a certified hypnotherapist. She works with RTT, and you will find out in this episode what that exactly is. It's all about rapid transformation. This is what I can say. So she's focused on helping executives and entrepreneurs that are her clients. And she's working to give you a breakthrough and a transformational experience, especially for leaders. And the main focus is to put inner tension into power to elevate your life. So prepare to listen to a really interesting approach to start a major shift in your life. Here is for you Silk Celia from Dubai. Hi Silk, welcome to Pure Mind Magic.
Thank you very much, Victoria, for inviting me. I'm magically excited.
Fantastic. So that are good vibes to start a really interesting interview today. So we will go deep on the mind magic level and also tell people how they really can change their deep rooted beliefs. But before we reveal all the secrets around neuroscience coaching, Silk, can you give us a short overview who you are and where you are an expert?
Yeah, I'm a trained, or I studied psychology, so I'm a psychologist. And then I added, instead of going more into the therapeutic side, I added things like NLP coaching, neuro-linguistic programming. I used EMDR, that's a coaching for trauma. I learned theta healing and 2 types of hypnotherapy, and one is called RTT from Marissa Peer. So I'm a student of her technique. And I also did something on neuroscience coaching. So that's what I'm offering. And I empower people to really be elevated above their current state of thinking and behaving so that they can really contribute the best to this world.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. And I think you will today really reveal some great secrets around how we can elevate our life and love, what your website says. So, Silk, you are now living and working in Dubai. What brought you there?
Yeah, it was more like a relationship brought me to Dubai. I used to stay before I'm from Germany. Then I stayed 9 years in Kenya, and now I'm 6.5 years here in Dubai. Yeah, and my partner got a work here, so that's the reason I came to Dubai.
Very interesting. So how do you like the life in Dubai so far?
Yeah, if I didn't like it, I would have not stayed here. Yeah. In the beginning, compared to Kenya, I was actually really missing Kenya when I came here, because it's very lively here. A lot of things are here. It's more the nature. Kenya is a very beautiful country, a lot of trees and greens. And here you're more in the desert, though you also have the coastline. Yeah, I had to adjust. To be honest, I really had to adjust. It's also to find friends here came then through my work. It was in Kenya a little bit more easier, because here people are coming and going. Yeah, so mostly people are staying for 2 years, and it's a high fluctuancy of people coming and going here in Dubai.
Yeah, I can imagine. But as you said, so humans adapt to their environment. So I'm sure you did as well. Yeah. And I know you are doing a lot of coaching online and have courses there. So I will ask you about that later. But now let's focus on the thing that is really special, because I know a lot of the listeners know hypnotherapy, and also some of them know NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming. But then you mentioned the RTT with this rapid transformation. And I'm sure everyone today is really interested in fast results because no one has time. Everyone is stressed out. So can you explain to us what the rapid transformation is, how it works, and how you help people with it?
Yeah, this method was actually designed by Marissa Peer. She's a hypnotherapist for 30 years. And she named it actually like this, that she said, I can really heal people in minutes. You don't have to go to seek a therapist for 10 or 20 sessions, but 4 to 6 hours are really, really enough. In one session of RTT, you already solve a lot of things. What's the basic of it? It actually includes hypnotherapy, but also parts of NLP, psychotherapy, and cognitive behavior therapies. And she has brought these different methods into her approach. Why is it so powerful? For example, someone comes to you and says, okay, I'm not really finding the right relationship. I find them and then it always breaks off. It's like nobody is really connected to me. Nobody really likes me. And then before you start the session, you actually discuss with the person what is really the belief behind that. Yeah. And in this case, it would be, I'm not good enough. I'm not liked. I can't be loved. Yeah. I can't be loved. Then you have this belief, and with the belief, there is also a certain feeling attached to it. Yeah. How does this feel in your body if you say you're not loved? Maybe I'm not enough, or I'm not likable. Yeah. And then you go back in time. You invite the person in a very relaxed state. It's not that the person now deems out and is totally unaware. You only guide the person into a relaxed state. We call it an alpha or theta brainwave. That's a brainwave when you are sleeping and you process things of the day when you're dreaming. When you're dreaming, you're in a REM sleep, and that's the alpha or theta brainwave. And that's when you have access to your subconscious mind, and therefore guiding the client into a really relaxed state of mind. That's the first thing. Then you may introduce like a safe place. Yeah, that the person can always go back to the safe place, or even later after the session, there is a safe place when the person doesn't feel so comfortable. Now we guide back on that belief we came up, or we discovered with the client, that it's, I can't be loved. And then you ask the client to go back in time to the very first event when you felt not loved. Yeah. And to find a very crucial and vital event. You guide the person until he finds that event. And it's often an event in your childhood. Then the person finds himself or herself in that event. Maybe it was something in school, that there was a group exercise going on and people didn't let you in, or they made faces when you wanted to join them. And then the person really re-experiences this event. And as a therapist, you guide them through. You say, okay, what's happening exactly in the scene? And how does it make you feel? And how did it come to that scene? Additionally to one scene, you find 2 others more. And then there's a certain pattern that you came up with this belief, I'm not lovable, because people rejected you, people didn't let you in. Maybe there was also an event with your mother that you were crying, and at that moment your mother had just gone to the store, and at that moment nobody was inside, and you felt, okay, I now hurt myself, I fell on the floor, but nobody is attending me. Yeah. And whatever the pattern is between these 3 scenes, you really work it out. Marissa calls it daydreaming. Daisy chaining, daisy chaining, to find out, well, what really connects all the three scenes. What I do then, when it's very clear, when awareness is created, that's also a very, very important step, that the client himself or herself discovered what was really the pattern, why I came up with that belief that I'm not lovable. After the awareness, there comes now the healing. What I do for healing, every hypnotherapist is a little bit different. What I use is then theta healing. That's an energetic way to really pull out that belief, because a belief is in the end energy. Like it's a thought pattern, different neurocells are communicating with each other, and they are linked to a certain memory and to certain feelings. And they communicate by releasing chemical substances. And by doing so, energy is formed. It's then like an electrical streamline. So what I do, I pull out that belief that this neuronal connection is really disconnected, and to to implement a new belief, to let other neurons fire, to connect with each other, who are much more positive than the previous one. This I do then in the healing scene. And then what comes also in RTT, and that's now NLP coming in, I guide the client back in time to those scenes we have found. And now you come in, your old belief is healed, and you come in as an adult. And this is something Marissa created. So you actually go back and then you say, for example, the first scene in school, you were 9 years old. And then you say, I'm not 9 years anymore. That's not me anymore. And you make a distance between you as an adult and that inner child of you of 9 years, where the memory was still hooked. And then you react in a different way to these children now, because you have released yourself from the belief, you are grown up now, and now you can change the scene, which is much more empowering for you. You can maybe speak back to the students and say, I'm not even interested in going to your group. You don't even perform well. How can you even look at me like this? I just do it myself, or I go to another group. Whatever the client comes up with. Sometimes it's also that the client is confronted with the parent part and really say the truth, how he felt, and that he found that way of behaving very disgusting. How could you behave like this? Or the teacher who didn't interfere. How could you not see that people were really in many ways not letting me in? And that's a very, very powerful thing, because then in your memory, you change that old scene. After going back to all the scenes, then you have a kind of affirmation session. Then you do a recording of very powerful suggestions to give you the new belief. For example, when the old belief was, I'm not loved, I can't be loved. Now the new belief is, I'm lovable, I'm unique, people just come to me, I'm a magnet of love. And then you give all these positive suggestions to the client and you record it, and the client can listen to it at least for 21 days. And that's now the end of one therapy session.
Wow, that is a lot that is happening there, I can imagine. So why do you advise the 21 days to listen to the audio?
There is a saying that if you want to install new beliefs and new behaviors to it, you have to practice a lot. So you have to entertain the new neuronal connections at least for 21 days, that it becomes a habit. It has something to do with habit creation. So you have to consciously, in your conscious mind, You have to listen to the new beliefs. You have to like juggling around with them. And then after a time, they are now so rehearsed and so trained that they go into your subconscious mind, and then they become a habitual belief. Your old beliefs was a habit of thought, and now your new belief becomes a habit of thought.
I see. So it's really about then rewiring our brain, I guess.
Yes.
And yeah, you also mentioned what I never heard before, that beliefs are energy and you take it out of the energy field of the person. So you mentioned relationships and love. And I think the other biggest component in life is everything around money. And also money has to do with relationships and influences relationships. So there are a lot of arguments around it. And we know money is also an energy. So Silk, what would you say are the things when it comes to the money mindset? So normally this always has something to do with self-worth, but what is your approach in elevating the money mindset?
Yeah, I have a whole list of blocking beliefs on money. I have at least like 50 different beliefs on money mindset. And to really bring it very clear down to the client, I use kinesiology to see on what beliefs are you reacting. Kinesiology means how does your body react? You can sense it. If something is congruent, your body gives a positive response. If you're not congruent, it gives a negative response. Yeah. So from the 50 blocking beliefs, I can easily test out on what the client is blocked on. There are examples like money is evil, money will destroy my work-life balance. When I'm rich, my best friends will withdraw with me. When I have too much money, I have too much responsibilities. There are much more money beliefs. Money is, it comes and goes. I can never hold money for long. Therefore, it's important to find out what is really the blocking belief individually for a client. If I know that, I can check out, okay, now from the list of 50, we are remaining with 14. What is now the major one? What connects the other ones together? And then you select one, and then you do the same therapeutic approaches I spoke about. Because money beliefs are often formed also in childhood. Maybe you saw it in my case. Money was around, yes, but I didn't have pocket money, but I could get money when I asked for. I got the things I asked for. But my parents had like a seasonal business. So it was a hotel. There was a certain time the business was running, and during winter time it was closed, so no income. You didn't know how much money was somehow in the family. Therefore, I always asked very wisely what I wanted, because I didn't know I get it. Yeah, but I never dared to ask for too much. This also restricted me. Or with my grandfather, it was when I went there, it was a highlight to get ice cream. But only one scoop of ice cream, and it was like, wow, that's a highlight of the day, yeah. And in this, you also start. It was good from like parenting, but with this, you also got. I got squeezed, or when I saw that when the season flushed out from the hotel, less and less clients came, and then my father had a very old chart where he booked the clients in. There was no computer used, yeah, and then you could see it was empty, and this also affected me in my business, yeah, to see, okay, if there are no clients, there is no money, yeah. So a certain fear. And of course, my father then also spoke about it. Oh, if there are not enough clients, if you can't fill the month, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is how my money beliefs were formed. With other people, it's different. When I regressed back in time, I actually found myself in a scene with my father when he showed me that certain months were not fully booked.
Yes, I can
and
imagine.
for other people is different. Therefore, the most important thing is to find out what are your core beliefs on, or your blocking beliefs of money. We test them out, and then we select the one which is the most powerful one, and then we heal it. We do the whole RTT session, and in the end we test even the remaining beliefs, and often they are also already gone.
Wow, that sounds really magical, the way you are working there. So you described now a lot of the methods also that you're using kinesiology. And I know this test with the arm that you try there, if you can put it down or if the person can hold it there, depending if they are thinking something positive or negative or something that aligns with them or not. So, but you are based in Dubai at the moment. And I have a lot of listeners in the United States and Australia and UK area. So, Silk, are there ways for the listeners to work with you even while you are in Dubai?
Yeah, because for this one, I use there are different ways how you can test kinesiology, and I use the body itself. So I ask people to stand and to give themselves affirmations or suggestions that first, leaning forward means yes. And then they slightly, purposefully, they lean actually slightly forward. And then I say, leaning backward means no. They tell themselves leaning backward means no. And they slightly indicate that with their body. And then we repeat it until the body just goes on itself. So you don't need to lean purposefully forward. The body just goes forward. And then I have the checking points. Then I say, okay, now they don't say leaning forward means yes. Then we just check for yes, 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 no, no, no. Then I give them prompts. My name is Victoria. I'm wearing a blue skirt. I'm living in UK. Yeah. And then I can see if the body is now adjusted to it. And then we can test the beliefs.
Makes sense.
This is very fast. Yeah.
And you also have online courses like for people that love to study on themselves. And you promise that there can be a transformation in only 4 hours. Can you describe the courses a little bit?
Yeah. So this is, so to say, my flagship. It's personally working with me for 4 hours. In the first session, what I do is to become really crystal clear what the issue of the people are. And as you're online, then I guide them in a relaxed state. We implement the safe place. And then I ask them, so now go to a recent event when you had this issue of money, for example, coming up. Yeah, and then I guide them through that scene to figure out what is really the blocking belief, what kind of feelings are coming up. Yeah, and this I do in the first session. I can also ask them to come up with symbols, you and your money. If you choose a symbol for money, what would it be? And then you place it in a circle, and where would you stand? Yeah, so it depends on what the client likes. Either I do guide them into something to symbolize money, and then in a kind of circle, and what kind of dynamics are coming up, or I guide them to a recent scene when money came up. This is very important to become really very clear what the blocking beliefs are. Then in the second and third session, I do this very comprehensive RTT session, the one I explained you, to go back in time, to find the connections, to create awareness, to do the healing and do the recording for the client. And in the fourth session, it depends now what the client still needs. Do you need more coaching, or is there still something blocked? I had a client, she came back after the third session, and then she said, okay, something in my workplace totally changed. I don't know what you did, but I can't believe it will maintain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it had a totally transformation. She was in the workplace. It was established because the company had to create that position, but her boss never acknowledged that. Yeah, for her, she was just useless. And then we had, in the first session, we had consolidated her, the boss, and her work. And then it came out that her boss was actually representing her father. So she had stepped into the same dynamics she had with her father. So in the first session, we did already healing there. Then we did the RTT session. And then everything, when she came back, it was totally turned up. Her boss came to her. Team members wanted to make her the project leader. Yeah, so she was very confused what had happened. And then she said, but it will not maintain. And then, of course, this was a blocking belief. And then I did a theta healing session with her to really dig again on the core belief and energetically release that belief. I had another one. He was nail biting. Then we did a very traditional hypnotherapy. I tried to guide him into scenes of his life, but he only managed to go to one, and then he didn't want to continue on that side. And then I did more, okay, now just imagine there is glue and it's really feeling very ugly, yeah, and imagine there is something really, really ugly on your fingernails, and even if you think about to go to your fingernails, you're not prompted even, you even don't want to do that, yeah. It was a very traditional one. Then he came back for his fourth session and he said, yeah, I actually stopped nail biting even already after one hypnotherapy session. He had stopped nail biting, but he was still skipping the skin around the nails. Yeah? And then I said, okay, now we have to go a little bit deeper, and you indicated already something. When did it come up that you even started with that? Or what are situations when you start to be prompted to like pull your skin? And at that time, he was able to really go back when it all started, because he had grown up in the US. And then out of sudden, the parents had decided to go back to Syria because they were from Syria. And he was already a teenager. He could not believe to go back to Syria. And it was a traumatic time for him because it was 15 years ago. And this was one of the main things which controlled his nail biting, because whenever he felt that people want to control him and he is somehow pressured, then he started nail biting.
Makes
and
sense.
I saw him recently. He showed me his fingernails. Yeah, he said, I can't believe he stopped completely. Yeah, nothing.
Amazing. So that shows that your techniques are really powerful and really can change lives. So, Silk, what is the best way for the listeners to connect with you, to find out more about you, your programs, coaching, courses? Where can we send them?
Yeah, the best thing is to send them on my website. It's Celia, one word, Celia like Charlie.com. And there you find also, right from the homepage, you find my freebies. There you can have a free course, like how it is to do an RTT session. I have a course on how to find your life purpose. And there you can see how it works to go into a relaxed state and going back in time. And then I also have a free course on self-esteem. It comes also with a workbook, and it's a typical recording you get when after a hypnotherapy session. So quite supportive, positive suggestions. And from there, you can also look at my Elevate Intensives, where I specialize on 3 areas: success, purpose, and if people have emotional issues, low self-esteem, I'm not loved, I'm not enough. These are my 3 core areas.
Great. So I think we covered all of them now, and I will put everything in the show notes to make it easy to connect with you and find all the information on your website. So for the answer, do you have any final thoughts or your favorite quote you would like to share with us and leave the audience with this episode in a great state of mind?
Yeah, it's maybe I quote from me. I don't believe in the long. I believe in the effective, and I help people not on the surface level, but on 75% to go really to the root. Because if you don't heal the root cause of something, you can do so many affirmations. There's still something in your brain pending. Yeah. I like affirmations. I like also positive beliefs, especially if you also act according to them. But sometimes you can easily trigger back to your old, and therefore you have to completely heal your old beliefs and memories which are connected to them.
Yes, very good advice. So thank you so much, Silk, for being on Pure Mind Magic today. And I wish you a magical day in Dubai.
And thank you very much for your amazing magical show, Victoria. And I feel really honored and privileged to be on your show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you feel as inspired as I do after this episode with Silk Celia and learning about RTT and what it can do for you to transform your life, especially when you are a leader, entrepreneur, or executive. So you will find all the contact information in the show notes as usual. And remember, the gift tip of today is the Lenovo tablet, what you can get from Amazon. And also, maybe you feel inspired to learn more about podcasting. You can grab a copy of my book, How Podcasting Can Change Your Life, Unleash Endless Possibilities. It's also on Amazon, and you can get it for your Kindle or as a hard copy delivered to your home. Tomorrow, we already have December 7th, and I have prepared another interview for you with Robert Singh. He's quite known and he calls himself the miracle mentor in helping people all around the world with the law of attraction and dealing with the invisible world, finding out what you really want in life and then making it happen with the right manifestation techniques, EFT, and everything you need, like scripting your life to really get what you want. So he has been through a lot in his life himself and gathered all this knowledge and wisdom together that he will share with you tomorrow. So make sure to tune in again. Until tomorrow, create some magic.